If you don't know what Locktober is, it's this special fandom little event where a lot of mistresses actually decide to lock their subs in chastity for 30 days. And one of the questions that I get these days a lot is, hey mistress, should I do Locktober? And today we're going to briefly analyze if it's the right challenge for you to take or if we're going to waste our time, so you shouldn't bother with it. My questions when someone approaches me and asks me if they should do Locktober is, first and foremost, are you at a professional setup or at a job where wearing cages all the time is going to be very uncomfortable or very difficult? For example, if your job has metal detectors and you have to lock and unlock and lock and unlock multiple times a day, and then you have to go home to lock again to wash yourself and clean, then most likely it's going to fail. And there is not really a reason to do that. If you say, I'm willing to wear plastic and I have no problem with that, then this is something to consider. Choice number 2, have you ever tried chastity before? There are a lot of men who try to be edgelords and they want to impress women, so they say, I want to try for the first time to do Locktober with you. Chastity isn't easy. Especially if you have a porn addiction, it's definitely not easy. So because of that, I usually give chastity goals who escalate. So at first we get locked for 24 hours and you tell me how it was for you, if it was difficult, if it was stressful, if you liked it, and if everything went well, then we can expand. I don't like accepting subs who go from zero experience with chastity to a 30-day goal. So my personal advice again is no. But if you have done it before, if you have experience being locked in chastity for, let's say, 7 days, 2 weeks, and you want to try 30, then sure, why not? Case number 3, are you going to be able to even do it? How bad is your porn addiction? Because I have guys who say, oh, I add 8 hours watching femto videos a day, is chastity for me? Is it going to help you? Yes. Is it going to be almost impossible? Also yes. So if you are not obsessed with masturbation, with porn, and with things like that, and you have a good level of self-discipline, then again, it's something that you can try. If not, I would say start from a smaller goal and build from there. It's not a good idea to have goals that are almost impossible. I know that they make you feel good now and you get some dopamine now, but when you will try and you will fail in the first week, then you will feel even worse. So these highs and lows, I think, especially when you are in a sub headspace, they're bad for you. I've seen it over and over, it doesn't work. So I would say it's better to start small and build when it comes to chastity and your experience compared to actually starting big and failing. Another thing is if you are willing to find a key holder, because I have seen that the percentage of subs completing their goals successfully skyrockets when they have an actual physical key holder. There are 2 reasons for that. Reason number 1 is usually the mistress takes both keys, so they have no choice. And reason number 2 is that it's much sexier and much more challenging to actually have someone to hold you accountable. That can actually happen online. You can have an online key holder. It also adds to accountability, but I'm not going to lie, it's the most effective when you do it in real life. So I would say if you want to try Locktober or if you want to try chastity, prioritize finding a key holder. And when I say prioritize, I mean you can go on FetLife and you can set up a profile and you can try finding a local key holder. I have people who say, I made an account, it's almost empty, I haven't filled up any information, I don't message any women first, I tried for 4 days and I failed. That's not called trying. That's called being a loser with a bunch of excuses. If you want to find a local key holder for chastity, you're going to have a profile that is very filled up with information. The more information you add, the better about who are you, what you're seeking, what you're into, and so on. You're going to have pictures. If obviously privacy is an issue, the pictures can be without your face or without your full face, but you are going to have some pictures so you don't look like a catfish. And most importantly, you're going to have to message women first. Women who are dominant are usually high demand. Don't ask me how I know. And because of that, they have many men messaging them. So they're not going to go out of their way to message Braden, Caden, and Jaden from Jerkwater Heights who want to try Locktober for their first time. This is just how the world works. So if you want that, you are going to have to try messaging women first. If someone is a professional goddess, approaching her with a tribute is also a good idea to get her interest. So if you really want to do that, I suggest setting a goal of how many women are you going to message per week. 5, 10, 50. It's a numbers game. Like I said, I have so many people who, I don't know if they're lazy or if they're crazy or if they're both, that they message a couple of women, they don't get a response, and they say, mistress, I tried and I want to give up. Give up. Am I going to bother with your twinsies and your key? No. Why not? Because of the reason I messaged earlier. I have so many other people who are willing to put the work, so I don't have the reason to just bother with someone, even if it is for money. You see me talking about that because I had a fight with several dominatrixes on Reddit who are all really trashy people, and they're fake in my opinion, that they said that I must be crazy for rejecting subs. Well, first of all, I cannot accept everyone, so I need to have some standards. Someone has to be left out or sent somewhere else. And second, because I want to like fandom. If I constantly associate myself with people who are atrocious and they have nothing that I want to see in a sub, they have no discipline, they have no manners, they are needy, they are clingy, they are paranoid, they are irrational, they don't want to actually do any tasks, then I don't need your money. I don't know what these piss-poor dominatrixes are saying, but I don't do things like that. I do things my way. The same way that I mentioned the sissy on the feminization mindset, I had to block this person because all they did was talk about the feminization without taking any action ever, and it has been a year. If I really think about it, things were like dragging on for too long. Next time, after 2 months and no action, I'm going to block them because I have limited time. My day has 24 hours, same as yours, and I have many projects. So why wouldn't I use the time with a sissy who actually wants to be feminized instead of someone who just wants to talk about feminization and never do anything? Similarly with Chastity, I have the experience to see who is serious about giving it a try and who is not. So if you are not, I'm not going to bother. And other dominatrixes do share my mindset, believe it or not. So knowing what you want, knowing your level, and being respectful are key elements when it comes to fighting a goddess. Please don't try to go through shortcuts and then fail.